As I am talking about presence as a state of consciousness, I am not only using the words as waypoints towards the present, but in between and behind the words, there is already a state of presence. That's the best impersonation of Eckhart Tolle that I can do. And the whole irony of this book is that it's full of words, but the book is made to point towards the thing that we cannot talk about. It is about this. Presence. 10 years ago, this book catapulted me into a spiritual journey, and I want to talk about time, ego, and being. The first thing you deeply have to realize, according to Eckhart Tolle, is that there is only the presence. If not now, when? It will always be now. He explains that there is such a thing as clock time that we can use to get around in the world and, have appointments at 5 o'clock and be there on time. But for the rest, time is an illusion. This is something pretty difficult to grasp, and he says that the best way to get into the now is to get present. Notice your body, sensations happening inside of your body, what's happening around you, the sounds that you're hearing. And also notice your thoughts, this chatter, whatever you're saying inside of your mind, which is actually the ego that we want to realize that we are actually not the thoughts inside of our mind. We are identified with the things that are inside of our mind, but the whole point is to realize that the thoughts inside of our mind are not any different than the bird that you are seeing in the tree outside of your house. They are all the same happening. It's easy to say, but very difficult to practice, to get to the point where you realize that whatever is going on in your mind is not really you. And what is you is that being that's looking out of your eyes, that was already looking out of your eyes when you were 5 years old or when you were just born. Is this being that doesn't judge, that is just looking, it's just observing, that's all that it's doing. And behind this being, there is what Eckhart Tolle calls the unmanifested. This is the source of where everything comes from, and pretty difficult to grasp, I know. I'm realizing that by doing this, I'm just creating signposts and models inside of my mind to point towards that thing, and it's pretty unlikely that you will, by listening to this, actually grasp what Eckhart Tolle is talking about. So we have the ego, the chatter in your skull, that is not you, that is being observed by your being. And this being is inside the unmanifested. And you might think of this unmanifested as big and empty and dark, but it's not. That's the whole point, because the unmanifested doesn't have any properties, and what you're thinking about already has properties because you imagine it to be dark and big and empty, but that's already dark and big and empty. It's nothing. So let's talk about the pain body. I think this is a very important part from the book. What is the pain body? It's when you are triggered and you feel any negative emotion. And the pain body can only be fed by pain. So you will notice any moment when there's something happening that you interpret as negative, the pain body that was first dormant and sleeping, it might awaken. And from that moment, it will just color in every experience that you're having. So it will just label everything that's happening as bad and annoying. And this is when you know that it's actually the pain body and you are unconsciously identified with it. So the only thing that you can do at this point is become aware of your sensations and realize that this is your pain body, and as long as you're going to repeat these negative thoughts, it will just be getting bigger and bigger. So get back here now. It's nothing very difficult. All you need is awareness, and just remind yourself, whoever that self is, funny enough, to be present, be here. And this is when you can get to this point of being that Eckhart Tolle keeps on describing. Go into your body, feel what's happening, observe it, don't judge it, and keep on practicing. Just listen to the sounds around you. Notice the silence between the words, the sensations that you're feeling in your hands, in your body, in your head. Just get present. That's every time what all the words here are pointing towards. It's just getting here, and whatever you're feeling, it could also be a negative thing, like the pain body. Just observe it. Don't feed it. Just don't judge it. Just look at it and say, all right, I've noticed this pain body, this kind of dark shadow that's inside of you. And as soon as you shine your awareness on it, to become conscious of it, it will decrease in its power, because the pain body cannot stand the light of your consciousness. It can only survive when you stay unaware, unconscious of your identification with the pain body. And all you eventually have to do, and this is easier said than done, is to realize that it is not a part of you. And it's very easy to explain, because if this negative sensation that you're experiencing isn't here anymore, you will still be you. That's the beautiful thing. Like, everything is changing constantly. Even the good things, they will pass. So it doesn't make sense to hold on to them, just as well as not holding on to any negative sensations. The message is really simple. Get present. Get present. Here, now. The power of now. We are overthinking this, I swear. I am also overthinking this. You are overthinking this. It's the most difficult thing and the most simple thing that you can do. Just be here now. That's all. I've spent too many words on this, just creating a signpost pointing towards what the message of this actually is. It's not words, it's behind the words. So that said, thank you, and I will see you in the next video.